Welcome back to Remington Park. This is the Pink Parrot Rumble at Remington. I'm Andrew Spino, ringside with former heavyweight champ Darren Humphrey. Darren, we have seen Dennis Knifechief, who is making his way into the ring now, go the distance with Bo Gibbs, a top-ranked middleweight contender, and he's taking on a guy, Antoine Anderson, 1-1. What kind of matchup do you think this is?
Well, I don't think you want to go off both the records here at this point to determine what kind of fight it's going to be. Anderson looks like he's coming in real good shape. Knifechief always comes in shape. So, they both look like boxers to me. I don't know a whole lot about Anderson. Knifechief's obviously more of a boxer as opposed to being a puncher.
Very slick.
Yeah.
Nice fast combinations, moves in and out very well.
Right. And, we're about to see here. This is going to be, Anderson looks like he's in shape. Didn't look like he came in here to be an opponent by any means.
No, he doesn't. As a good man, Ethan Thunder City Martin working his corner. And working Knifechief's corner, of course, Travis Hoffman from the Western Avenue Boxing Gym in Oklahoma City. Billy Smith is his trainer. Antoine Anderson has 2 fights. He got knocked out in the second round of his pro debut, but is coming off a great second round TKO over Emmanuel Rivera. Maybe Antoine Anderson has found himself as a fighter, and he's certainly going to face a tough challenge tonight against Dennis Knifechief. We have both fighters in the ring. Let's send it up for announcements to Gerald Whalen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here at Remington Park in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Proudly brought to you by Sailor Jerry. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an official 159 pounds. His professional record stands at 1 win with 1 defeat. 1 win coming by way of knockout. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen, Antoine Anderson! And his opponent from across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at an official 154 pounds. His professional record stands at 8 wins with 7 defeats and 1 draw. 4 wins coming by way of knockout. From Shawnee, Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis and Pawnee Express Knifechief! Be going Gary Ritter for your instructions.
This fight is 4 rounds in the junior middleweight division. Dennis Knifechief in his last fight went 8 rounds.
4 rounds. You got your instructions earlier.
4 rounds hopefully should be a problem.
Clean fight, protect yourself
Right.
at all
Well,
times.
Anderson comes in, looks like he came in 5 pounds overweight, so that'll be my concern. As we know, Knifechief comes in shape every time, So unless Anderson's going to be looking for a big punch, he better be ready for a long night.
Well, I think Anderson better move up to the middleweight division because he came in 5 over, but he doesn't look like he has an ounce of fat on him.
Well, that's a good point. And that's what I said earlier. He looks like he's in shape, but coming in 5 pounds overweight, to me, lack of discipline in the training camp.
Dennis Knifechief in the white trunks with blue trim. Antoine Anderson in the black and red trunks.
Yeah, and you can see Anderson's a little bit stiff here. Knifechief slipping those jabs that he's throwing out, and I think he's kind of, he's throwing that jab, but he's more choreographing it before he throws it.
Now, Knifechief looks a lot looser than Anderson does, moving well along the ropes.
But he lands a good right hand, yeah.
Good one, too, as Knifechief had his
back great body shot, too, there. Looks like he's got some pop.
He does, and I think that body shot might have surprised Knifechief a little bit.
Yeah, and that's probably part of Anderson's game plan is to go to the body. Everybody knows Knifechief comes in shape, so if Anderson can connect to the body, maybe he can slow him down.
Head up, head up.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a minute ago, Anderson does look a little bit stiff. I feel like he's starting to loosen up. He's throwing that right hand with the, he's throwing it a little bit better than he was in the beginning of the fight.
He is. Knifechief not much output at this point.
Oh, there he goes with a three-punch combination.
Right as I say that, he lands 3 punches, 2 downstairs, left hook up top.
Oh, and then comes with another right hand to the body with a left hook to the head. See, and I think you can tell a little bit, maybe Knifechief was filling him out first few minutes of the round, but it looks like, Knifechief's landed some good, clean shots there.
Yeah, I don't know how often he wants to get in there and trade with Anderson. I think Anderson's packing some power behind his shots, but Knifechief is very clever as a fighter. You can tell the way he moves around the ring.
Yeah, and you could tell Knifechief threw that punch and knew Anderson was going to try to counter him, and he ducked it. So
he ducked it, got on the other side. Oh,
nice head movement there by Knifechief. And I think that all comes down to experience. Anderson's out there throwing hard, heavy shots, and Knifechief's just, going with them. Oh, good punch by Anderson.
3, 4, 5.
I was just about to compliment Knifechief on switching levels, and right as he went down, Anderson landed a straight right hand. I think it was just a flash knockdown. I think Knifechief is okay, but let's see.
But yeah, you got to give Anderson some credit there. He knew Knifechief was changing his levels, and he caught him as soon as he did it.
Yeah, he threw that right.
He's throwing some good hooks through the body here, too.
Nice body shots. How hurt does Knifechief look to you?
I don't know that he looks hurt. I think, like you said, it was more of a flash knockdown. He got right up, looked over at his corner like, I'm okay. So we'll see. Anderson's throwing some heavy shots here. So
I'll tell you, Anderson's a lot better than Knifechief expected him to be. It's the end of round 1. We have round 2 of this 4-round co-feature coming up. It is the Pink Parrot Rumble at Remington Park in Oklahoma City. Round 2, junior middleweights. Dennis Knifechief in the white trunks, Antoine Anderson in the red and black. We had a knockdown in the first round. Knifechief, quick little flash knockdown when Anderson landed a right hand. And Darren, you were saying that's a tough obstacle to overcome in a 4-round fight.
Sure is. And Anderson, to me, looks a little more confident after knocking Knifechief down. Oh, good right hand, looping right hand there by Knifechief. He's got some ground to make up, like we just talked about. So he's gonna have to get away from moving and bobbing and weaving. He's gonna have to get to throwing some punches.
And it looks like Knifechief has a small cut over his left eye.
Yep.
It's kind of in the corner. It's from the angle where I'm sitting. I can't see if it has potential to run into his eye.
No, it looks like it's more on the side of his eye. It looks like it's going to run down not into his eye, but to the side of it. Oh.
Yeah, of course, with that cut already open and Anderson landing the kind of right hands he is, he could split that. That's the kind of jab that can split that eye open so that the blood starts pouring right into the eye.
Yeah, and you can just see the confidence oozing in Anderson now.
He is. He's really effective with that jab, and he is dictating the geography of this fight.
Sure is. He looks like the more experienced fighter here, and he's obviously not on paper.
He absolutely does. I think that 5-pound weight advantage is serving him well.
Yeah, maybe he knew all along what he was doing on that 5-pound.
Yeah, but Dennis Knifechief clearly did not expect this caliber of opposition from Anderson. But look of confidence on Anderson's face. And did you see what he did right there? He feinted. He was coming in, and he actually got Knifechief to flinch.
Yep. And regardless of what sport it is, confidence to me is probably the biggest thing you got to come in with.
Hey, momentum wins fights 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and you can tell now, Anderson's more or less, kind of cutting the ring off. Knifechief's, trying to stay outside and move. And, like we said a few minutes ago, getting knocked down in the first round, he's got a lot of ground to make up in a 4-round fight, so he's going to have to start throwing some punches.
Well, Knifechief has stopped throwing punches, I think, because he gets a short end of all those exchanges.
Yeah, and that may be why.
Now, if he wants to make up a 10-8 round that he had in the first, he's going to have to start throwing some punches. Obviously, but a good left hook as they were coming out. And he lands another one.
Oh, and here comes Knifechief with a knockdown.
And Knifechief, what a rebound. Yeah. We were almost writing his obituary, and here he comes back with a couple of solid left hooks. A quick combination on the inside, and Anderson's down.
Yeah, and that, to me, shows the experience that Knifechief has. He hurt him.
go.
He heard Anderson in the corner there, and then he went straight to his body, and that's what ultimately sent Anderson down.
Referee Gerald Ritter called a quick timeout because Anderson lost his mouthpiece. His corner getting it back in and certainly taking the time doing so.
We keep talking about experience, but Anderson keeps surprising me. Even with a 1-1 record, his mouthpiece came out there and he got a few extra seconds to recover. But it looks like Knifechief is bringing it.
He needs it. And with that round 2, I would say the score has been evened up.
Yep.
I give 10-8 to Knifechief in that round, even though Anderson really dictated the first two of the 3 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
This fight is going a lot differently than a lot of people expected. Dennis Knifechief, known for being a really strong fighter who can take a shot with very elusive lateral movement, I think was really caught off guard by the power and the accuracy of Antoine Anderson's right hand.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times it'll take a round or two to get warmed up for somebody like Knifechief who wants to come out, see what his opponent's doing, and then adapt to that or adjust to it. And you know, even with the experience he has, that's something you can't really do in a 4-round fight. In a 4-round fight, you got to come out and start fighting immediately.
And he's certainly evened up the score there. Let's see how that will affect round number 3.
Well, and what that probably did is it made Anderson's confidence maybe come down a notch or two, which is what Knifechief needed to do.
That meter probably dropped a bit. Here we go, round 3. Both fighters have been on the canvas.
Good left hook there by Knifechief. Oh, good right hand to the body with the left hook. Looks like Knifechief's ready to bring it here.
Yeah, Knifechief's experience is taking over.
Yep.
Oh, but look at Anderson still throwing hard shots. And now he has Knifechief on the ropes. Knifechief blocked those with his elbows, but that right hand got through upstairs.
Yeah, and he's going to, you know, he's going to have to counterpunch. You can't stand there with his hands up. Anderson has too much power. He'll punch right through it. Oh, great right hand by Knifechief. Coming back to the body.
Left hook.
Yeah.
And now Knifechief's just picking him off. It's target practice as Antoine Anderson keeps barging forward, but Knifechief is the one doing the landing. Anderson looks like he's in serious trouble. The referee taking a close look at the fight. Tries to fire back but doesn't land. Anderson is bleeding from the nose now. Bears back, throwing hard right hands to Knifechief's body in the neutral corner. Knifechief covering up, and Anderson boring in as Knifechief managed to spit him out. And the mouthpiece is out again.
I think this fight's all but over.
He's in serious trouble. His mouthpiece is off.
All but over.
And Antoine Anderson takes a knee, and the referee stops contest. Dennis Knifechief wins in a dramatic 3rd round knockout in our co-featured bout of the night. We'll have the official time coming up. Welcome back to Remington Park in Oklahoma City. This is the Rumble at Remington. Dennis Knifechief knocks out Antoine Anderson in the 3rd round of our co-featured bout of the night. For the official time, let's send it up to ring announcer Gerald Whalen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the co-main event of the evening, proudly brought to you by Sailor Jerry, ends at 1 minute and 19 seconds into the 3rd round. Your winner by TKO out of the red corner, Dennis the Power
Holy cow, what back and forth action here at Remington Park. Darren Humphrey, sorry. I know it doesn't.
I've been called worse.
Darren Humphrey. What do you see for Dennis Knifechief's future?
Well, you know, I think that's all up to Dennis. You know, I think he kind of turned the tide there after getting knocked down in the 1st round. He has a lot of heart, obviously. He's got a lot of experience. You know, he obviously knew something we didn't know. He was ready for that fight. After going down, he did what he had to do to win, and to me, that's very important.
Yeah, and obviously had to be in good shape to get up from that shot.
Right.
The hard punches he took in round 1 and 2. That was our co-featured bout of the night. Dennis Knifechief knocks out Antoine Anderson in the 3rd round.